So I kind of got hooked up on this snowboard shop called Subvert when I was about 13, and then I rode for them for like a year, just like putting stickers on my board and stuff like that, and put me in contact with Dragon, and that was my first like real sponsor that I actually started riding for, and I think I was 14. I've had the same team manager since that day one. It's been Sam Nelson, which is kind of sick. The first brand to sponsor me and pay me was Vans. I got on the European team, and that's when I actually first started making a paycheck and being able to kind of live off of it and not have to work during the summer as much. So the first street trip that I actually went on was with me, Jamie Durham, Ollie Dutton, Andy Nuds and John Weatherly, and we went to Meyerhofen, and it was filming for our first like street movie for Grindhouse back then. And we drove to Austria in this BMW, like estate car with 5 guys, big size generator in the back, all the lights and the cables in the footwells. And normally the drive to Meyerhofen takes about 17 hours from England. And when we did it, it took about 30 hours because we had to stop every half an hour because everyone had dead coccyx bones and couldn't move because our legs were all cramped and stuff. So just the start of the trip was already kind of a disaster, and it was funny, but it was definitely us not knowing what we were doing, hiring a car like that to go on a street mission that's a rear-wheel drive car in snow as well. So we struggled to get up all the hills and things like that. It's definitely good to just get the motion going of starting filming and figuring stuff out, because there's a lot of figuring things out when it comes to filming and stuff that goes on that you never see in a video, but everyone that's ever filmed I guess would know. But there's just so much behind the scenes work that goes on. Sketchy situations in the street. There's been too many encounters to kind of name, but one of the worst times was in Moscow. We were on a Vans trip and it was for the first layer project. We were at this spot, it was really cool, and I'd looked at it for a few days, but it was like a quarter pipe building and there was a doorway that you could kind of pump overwards, and we'd been looking at it. There's a big fence and stuff, but one of the days we were like, let's just give it a go. We'd been to a spot and been kicked out, so we just kind of did it as a backup plan. And we got the spot set up, and I think I had my first hit, and then I did one more and I got the shot kind of, and I wanted to go again and just do it a little bit better, but these security guards came out. There's like 3 dudes, all huge, and they all came sprinting over really fast, screaming at us in Russian, started stamping down like all the transitions and stuff. But at the time, me and Tim had been watching GX 1000 videos, and those guys always get kicked out of spots and still manage to hit the spot and get the clip. So we were kind of in the mentality of doing that, and I went in to get the winch and strap in, got strapped in, and as I was about to get pulled in, I looked over and Tim got headbutted by the security guard out of nowhere. And after that, it was kind of chaos, people scrambling around. I seen Sparrow running over with a shovel, and like all these security guards started fighting, but nobody understands what anyone's saying in Russian. So there was just this giant like brawl that happened. Luckily no one actually got really hurt. Becoming a pro snowboarder was always kind of what I wanted to do. There was no question about it. Even at school, the whole way through school, I knew that that's all I wanted to do was snowboard. I left at 16 and I went to America to go snowboard there with the Grindhouse crew at that point, and then we went to Tahoe the next year, and we just did that. So even at that young age, I was just like determined to just go snowboarding, and even though I wanted to be a professional snowboarder in my head as a dream, it wasn't something that I only set my mind to. I just genuinely loved to go snowboarding, and just went snowboarding more and more, and eventually just doing what we were doing grew into me becoming what I always wanted to do, which is kind of awesome because I didn't have to like change what I did or do things that I wasn't liking or enjoying. I just went snowboarding with my friends, and that's what helped me progress, I guess, in my snowboarding and get to that point. So I was stoked. My goals in snowboarding for the future are just to kind of keep pushing myself and keeping snowboarding fresh and new for me, and that kind of comes into finding new spots and doing all that. When you're filming, it's exciting to find new things, and I think that's part of what pushes me and keeps the drive going to keep on filming videos and things like that, is the spot round the corner that might be there. And just go snowboarding with my friends a lot too, because when you go snowboarding with your friends, you just have that genuine love for it, and it's so much fun then that I feel like that's when the progression happens, and that's when you end up getting the best things done, is when you're actually just naturally flowing and without stress and no pressure. But I'd love to keep on filming video parts for as long as I can, and just keep it, yeah, just keep doing what I'm doing, I guess, and see what happens. So I don't really know too much about like art in general. I just enjoy painting, and I kind of got into it when I was younger because my mum and my grandma always used to draw and doodle and things, so art was always around the house. I did it at school for like GCSEs and things like that, but just never really clicked with it. And then my friend Scoff, he's an artist, and he asked me to do an art show in London with him, and at that point I didn't really like have any idea what I was doing. I was just drawing on like scraps of paper and stuff like that, and I painted a couple of skateboards, but that was kind of it. And then I went to the art show and I just felt totally lost and had no idea what I was doing. But from that point it just made me really enjoy painting and gave me like this new, like, I don't know, outlook on it, and realised like this is something that I enjoy doing and it's super fun, so I'm just going to keep doing it. And I just started painting more and more to the point where these days it's like at least once a week I'll paint something, or I'll be drawing on, doodling on things, but I'll paint like an actual picture once a week kind of these days.